I freaking love how that opens because it kind of showcases all of the vocals that you're going to get in Slipping Away. Hello, my name's Chris, and I'm a Mariah fan just like you. This channel is for all of us lambs to come together and celebrate Mariah in a space that's fun, positive, and also kind of little niche here. I'm just like every other lamb here. Like, I come to YouTube to watch Brazilian remixes, vocal expositions of live performances. I don't really understand what's going on, but I like to see the numbers, and I also like to hear the riffs live as well, so it's fine. I like the documentaries. I'm also really enjoying some fan-made remixes at the moment, also some imaginary creative collaborations that don't yet exist, but we have an idea of what they might sound like. So on this channel, I thought it would be a great opportunity to come together and celebrate all the things that make us Lamely. We are Lamely, as well as celebrate Mariah and things that are going on with her music. We've got so much coming up at the moment. I really feel like this year, Mariah has given us so much, and it's just like a real fun time to be part of the Lamely. So welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy as well. So let's get started with today's video.
Let the beat drop, drop, drop.
Today, I thought a really cool way to start the channel is to listen together. And maybe you haven't listened to it yet, and it might be a little bit of a surprise. That's okay, you can skip it, or you can just enjoy it, because it seems like everyone else in the Lamely knows this next song that I'm going to play. So this song is Slipping Away. It was the B-side from Always Be My Baby single back in 96. It was 96. So Always Be My Baby came out, and I remember the cover. I was like 11, 12 at the time, but looking back now, I can really see that that was kind of the vibe of I don't know, 90s R&B, really. So Always Be My Baby came out, and that was the single. And the thing that was really highlighted in the single release was the Jermaine Dupri Escape remix, which is one of my all-time favorites. I freaking love that song. So Slipping Away was the B-side to this. I'm from New Zealand. I never got this B-side until, I don't know, until internet day, until probably like YouTube. Like, when did YouTube come out? Like 2005. So yeah, it was a while until I heard Slipping Away, because it wasn't on my CD single that I had. And I had the CD single and cassette single of Always Be My Baby, and no, it was pretty much the same back to back. Slipping Away really fits nicely in that area of 96, Always Be My Baby. We've got the Jermaine Dupri, Debrat, Escape remixes, and it's very smooth. It just sits right there in this 90s R&B kind of thing, which, interestingly, we know now Mariah wasn't really marketed that way. Back in the 90s, there was this real distinction between mainstream pop radio and then R&B radio. For us in New Zealand, R&B was kind of mainstream, so you had a little bit of mixes. So I remember listening to Fantasy, the radio edit, and then like 2 months later, the DJ saying, "Oh, I love the remix, so we're just going to be playing the remix now." And you just heard the remix forever. But we didn't hear the ODB remix. We heard the Bad Boy remix on radio. So this is the world that Slipping Away sits into. And yeah, looking back, it's really fun, and it's a real cool vibe, because our 90s R&B is such a precious kind of, I want to say niche, but it was a moment. Okay, so here's Slipping Away. I love that bit so much.
Slipping away.
So just before the first verse, I freaking love how that opens because it kind of showcases all of the vocals that you're going to get in Slipping Away. The thing that I love about these vocals, the daydream vocals, especially when it comes into an R&B setting, a heavy R&B setting like Slipping Away, is that when she breaks and flips so easily into I can't do it, but I think you know what I mean, which goes, yeah, and it kind of breaks down like this crying. That's a really cool vocal. And then also, of course, with the big kind of this gospel feeling, of this gospel vibe, which is weird because you don't really get gospel vibes in 90s R&B like this, like unless it was a straight up like an R. Kelly kind of thing. Ooh, yeah, this is awesome. Let's keep going.
Keep on reaching and I keep on trying, but you never even hold me. And it seems like you don't know me, baby. I keep on yearning and I guess I'm learning that it's just a losing fight, 'cause there's no passion in your eyes.
That was crying, that passion, but yeah, I think you know what I mean. Loving me. And there too, she slides into that, and then they're crying. I love it. Best it seems. Tender.
And it's always touch and go. The silence chills me to my bones.
Love that verse. I'll just say, like, I remember listening to this, maybe I was like 16, 17, I don't know numbers, but I remember hearing like the lyrics, and the quite mature lyrics, really. I wouldn't have been like not even 21, 22 when I first heard the song. So hearing those relationship dynamics, it kind of almost sits in with me a little bit like just after Music Box, like just after All I Ever Wanted, which sounds silly a little bit because All I Ever Wanted is such a mature lyric and crazy major big ballad. But this is too. This is kind of, it sits in with that. And who knows, she probably she recorded this for Daydream. So maybe she recorded it shortly after Music Box. I wouldn't be surprised, actually. If, we're literally talking like months, like 3, 4, 5 months. That's so weird to think. She's done All I Ever Wanted, and then she's grooving it out with Jermaine Dupri in the studio. That's crazy. Yeah, I think Jermaine did this one, Slipping Away, right? Anyone else can tell me that? Okay, cool. Let's go.
Been away from a life and the love we made. Baby, I'm so afraid.
I love how she makes every chorus different. We know that.
Slipping right out of my grasp when you're fading fast, it seems. You know you're slipping away.
I have to pause it again. Because I know how the end goes, you guys are going to hate me, but I know how the end goes. I just always do that, slipping right out of my grasp. I do it. It's in my head. Of course, the best part's coming. Ah, so 90s. This was so cool. That's a crazy vocal. I love that. I feel like at this point we're just... Oh. That's what I'm talking about. Don't you just groove towards the end? I love it. That song is such a. I'm pausing it. I can't stand the rest of it. I can't stand the rest of it because it fades out, and I want more. I haven't listened to that like the full way through for a long time. I love how that bridge. It's such a solid bridge with the backing vocals going time after time I reach for you. I always really like hearing Mariah do "Slipping Away" when she's in a live setting. It's such an easy song for her. Like, I honestly believe that it's such an easy song for her. Even those like sustained bouts, the kind of mid-range bouts. And yes, we know that her voice has matured and she's gained in some areas and lost in some areas, but it's okay, it's normal, whatever, yada yada yada. But I think "Slipping Away," she just sits so perfectly in this mid-range bout and these whispers and these low vocals. I'm not a vocal coach, that's not what this is about, but I'm a lamb. So I know my shit.
Sweep that one, Wendy.
Is what people would say. So if you've never heard "Slipping Away" before, that's going to be on the rarities. I kind of feel like in the last couple of years, Mariah's had this resurgence and a reintroduction to a whole new audience. You'll probably hear from a new audience for Mariah. I was talking on Twitter the other day and somebody was like, oh, my first song that I heard Mariah sing was "All I Want for Christmas Is You" when it went #1 last year. And I'm like, wow, how does that work? Anyway, so that's "Slipping Away." I'll put the link in the description below. You can go check it out. Which part is your favorite? Like, for me, it's the time after time I reach for you and the slipping up, which is it? You know which one it is. Have you guys heard the song before? Are you expecting that? I would really like a remix to that. Like, I'd like a new vocal. Honestly, I'd like a new vocal, and I'd like a new instrumental. Just kind of modernize it a little bit. But also, I freaking love this. It's classic. She could have released this. She should have released this. But we all know whose problem that is. Let me know if you've got any suggestions about things that you'd like to see on here, things you'd like me to react to. So thanks for watching, and let me know your comments below. Let me know what you recommend, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!